Okay, crazy kids, parents, and athletes that are serious, motivated, and want to take their performance to the next level. You guys got me started earlier um, about speed training. And this is going to be the third video that I've done in a row for you guys, working my tail off into the butt crack of dawn, late into the night to try to help you get faster. Little review and a little taste of what you've been missing. We've been talking about speed, how to avoid getting ripped off at your speed camp or speed clinic or whatever the heck you plan on doing this summer to get your kid faster. And we're breaking down speed to its most basic level. Speed equals stride rate times stride length. And that's my space shuttle illustration from the last video, which if you ask me, is pretty awesome. So, speed rate, stride length. Stride rate, how fast your legs move, stride length. How much ground you cover with each step. We talked about how stride rate is hard to improve and how speed letters don't do crap to help you improve it, and that if your speed camp or speed coach is talking about using speed ladders to make you faster, you need to run the other way, preferably kicking him in the balls on the way out. Stride length, on the other hand, has a much higher ceiling to help you improve. Stride rate is not going to be improved very much after you've gone through puberty. Your neuromuscular system is kind of hardwired at that point for the most part, and it's much more difficult to make those big time improvements in stride rate. That's not a big deal. That's not something that is a big hindrance to your future athletic development. And just because I want to show it off because I'm in that mood tonight, if you want to get into an argument about neuromuscular system and mechanics and all the big word stuff, let's put our gloves on and go at it. I've got my Trinity University neuroscience degree. Oh, the paper's crooked. I want to make all my stuff full in my library just to show you guys. You can see my Bachelor of Science degree there, cum laude. Cum laude. I don't even know how you say it. Graduated with honors. I don't even know how to say it. Isn't that funny? Yeah, but I graduated in neuroscience. So if you want to get into a little neuroscience fight and talk about how that works and talk about the mechanics of everything, I want to make sure that doesn't fall. Then let's go. Let's put them on. Because we'll go at it, and I'll throw your speed ladder into the dumpster with you. Metaphorically speaking, of course. So yes, stride rate isn't something that you're going to improve very much as you develop further into your athletic career. Stride length, that's a whole different story altogether. So last video we talked about basic ways to improve that stride length. We talked about the importance not only of force production into the ground, but the ability to produce that force very quickly, because it doesn't matter if we can produce 500 pounds or 5 gazillion pounds of force over the course of 20 seconds in the ground, because we've got less than a half a second to apply as much force as possible to propel us forward and get us moving as fast as we can. Again, this is a really quick review, so if you haven't seen the previous video, it gives you a little better explanation. And if you still have more questions, you have the dungeon you can call bullshit rule at any time. If you want to call bullshit on something I'm saying, if you have further questions, if you don't quite understand, I encourage you, call bullshit on me. And you don't, I mean, that doesn't mean you're being a mean person. It just means that you have questions, and I want you to feel good about the information that you're getting. And I mean, frankly, I want you to think, wow, he really does know his stuff. I want to take my kid to the dungeon this summer. But if you don't, I understand, but I still want you to go somewhere where you can feel good about and feel informed and sort of know what questions to ask and know what you're looking for in a speed camp. Not everybody watching this is going to be in my area anyway. So I want you to be informed, genuinely. I want the kids to get fast. I want the kids to get better. I want the average athlete that was like me to be able to be fast and reach and surpass their dreams and all those things. That's why I'm up late at night putting up a speed video for you guys. So I told you that we would talk a little bit about sprint technique in this video. Sprint technique is, and sprint mechanics, again, the buzzwords that everybody's going to use to try to sexify the speed camp stuff. They're going to use the words mechanics, technique. It's fine. It's just running right, running properly. Here's a secret, though, about sprint mechanics. You can't teach a kid to run correctly if he's not strong enough, or if she's not strong enough to hold the right positions. What does that mean? What does holding the right positions mean? Basically, in order to run in a proper posture, so in order to run with your body sort of placed correctly to get as much force into the ground as efficiently as possible and to move as efficiently as possible, we've got to have certain levels of strength, particularly in the posterior chain. So think about the back of our body, our low back, our glutes, our hamstrings. We've got to be really strong to be able to hold those positions. It's sprint technique, running correctly, is a little more complicated. And if your kid is weak, then it's going to take a lot of time to develop, or it's going to take a longer time to develop. What you have to do in that case, if you've got a bean pole, like me in high school when I was a freshman, I was 6'1", 6'2", about 135, 140 pounds tops. I was too weak to hold proper sprint mechanics, but I go to a football camp in the summer, and they're trying to teach me how to run correctly. I couldn't even hold my body in the right positions. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I wasn't strong enough to run correctly at that point. So you have to get stronger first. If you're a weak kid, if you're a skinny beanpole guy or girl, particularly with the younger kids, you're not going to be strong enough to run correctly at this point, more often than not. And if a coach is trying to sell you on sprint technique and sprint mechanics and isn't talking about strength and the importance of strength and the importance of making sure that you're strong enough to hold those positions, you need to run the other way. Because you physically can't do that without being strong enough to hold those positions. With more advanced athletes that are stronger, sprint mechanics can be pretty easy. It takes some drills, it takes a little bit of practice and making sure that you're on them about their technique. But once you get to that point, frankly, it's not very hard. They're very quick fixes, and it's, in my opinion, one of the easiest things to fix, frankly. They just got to be strong enough to get to that point. And sprint mechanics are made out to be very difficult to coach because coaches don't take care of the strength first. In my opinion, that's what the problem is. And again, call bullshit on me. I encourage you to go talk to whoever your current speed coach or who you're thinking about signing up with for the summer is, and talk to them about that. Because if they're not addressing those concerns, then you probably don't need to be giving them your money, and they're not going to make your kid as fast as he or she could possibly be. Which brings me sort of into the next point. It ties into sprint mechanics, and that's the speed parachute bullcrap. Yes, they look great on a commercial. They look really cool when you're running with them. They even add some resistance sometimes. It can make it harder for you to run fast. That's okay, cool. Use them for a commercial, but don't use them to try to make your kid faster. All they're going to do, these mechanics that you're working so hard to perfect and to get better, to improve, are going to be thrown to bad words if you put a parachute on them, because that parachute is going to pull the athlete in different directions. The athlete's trying to keep good mechanics, trying to run with the proper posture, and the parachute's pulling them every which way in different directions at different rates of resistance, and it's killing their mechanics. And it's not an amount of resistance that's doing anything for them. It's not making them stronger. It's not improving their ability to run fast or to apply force to the ground or any of these things. It's just pulling them out of good mechanics. You don't need to be doing that. So the parachute thing, really, I don't even want to spend that much time on it. It's just awful. Run the other way. If anybody wants more information on that, and you don't get the fact that it's going to pull you in different directions, and the wind can be blowing this way or that way or whatever, then put a thing below, and I'll get into it more grudgingly. But hopefully that explains the speed parachute issue. So at this point, looking at my notes and looking at the clock, we've covered basically a lot of the basics about speed camps, speed training, why they tend to suck, and what we can do to avoid getting into a situation where you're paying somebody and your kid never gets faster. Doing this, I do believe you guys have kind of inspired me that I'm going to go ahead and put together something for you guys in the next few weeks, next couple weeks, just for speed and just for you. So be on the lookout for that, because the more I talk about this, the more I'm getting kind of pissed off about the kind of stuff that coaches are trying to pull on kids. Yeah, I dealt with too much of that as a kid in high school, feeling like I was working with people that were going to help me get fast and help me get better, that never did. I got the best results when, I was training on my own, doing my own research, and just working my tail off, and following a all-conference collegiate career in track and field as a sprinter, and running one of the fastest 40s on my team in college. I feel like it's time to fix that, and I'm tired of being pissed off about it, pissed off about bad coaches, and having the kids kind of get the short end of the stick because these coaches are doing unethical things and selling things with big fancy words. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought about these videos. Let me know if you learned anything, if you have any more questions. Let me know if you'd like me to add some more big words to my presentation, because Lord knows I can. I just don't think it's that much fun, and I don't think you learn much from it. So anyway, you want to call BS, you want to ask a question for further information, or you just want to leave a comment, let me know what you learned. Drop a comment below. Also, if you think you want to get with the guy that's frankly going to be creating the fastest kids in Minnesota this summer, I'll put a link below that you could sign up for our newsletter and get more information about the possibility of signing up. We don't take everybody that applies. It's an exclusive facility and program. If you think you've got what it takes, if you think you're motivated enough and you've got that attitude, that desire to succeed, that kind of keeps you up at night and makes you want to be the best, then you can click that link below. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste your time, because it's not for everybody. If you're not motivated, if you don't want to be the best, it's not for you. That said, I'm glad I got to talk to you guys tonight. Hope you have a great night. Get fast. Dungeon Strength Conditioning, GR in the messy dungeon office, about to clean my bookshelf.